Start recording. Hello. What's going on, everybody? This is TSB number 15. Number 15. This is number 15.
Boomers. Two Seething
Yeah.
Boomers. What are you angry about today? I'm angry about a lot of things right now.
Well,
I'm also a little confused.
Unfortunately for our viewers, they're going to have to watch 2 episodes this week. I don't know if they can do it.
Oh, they're going to hate us. They're really going to hate us.
It's alright,
now.
we'll do that one on Wednesday, and then this one will go up Friday. Give them some time. Space them out a little bit.
We'll see.
Yeah, let me save that for later. So we're gonna jump in today. We got a bunch of topics lined up. We're gonna jump in today to the announcement of the announcement of the announcement of the announcement of the Switch 2 being announced.
Which just doesn't make sense to me. You know, like the Nintendo president, all he did was go on Twitter. We will make an announcement about the successor to Nintendo Switch within this fiscal year. That's all he said. We made an announcement about an announcement for the announcement. You know, apparently they got their earnings for 2023.
Yeah.
The net sales, the losses, and so forth. I'm assuming Nintendo did very well. I'm not so familiar with what they actually released. Like, does anybody actually play Nintendo Switch? I know people are still buying Nintendo Switches. I don't know why.
I played a lot of Nintendo Switch. I like that console.
What games are even on it?
Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate.
Oh, based.
People didn't believe me when I told them that the next Monster Hunter game would be on a Switch. They're like, nah, no way, dude. Monster Hunter World, it's gonna be on PS5. Whatever the fuck they were saying back then. Oh, look, I cursed.
Nah.
And I was like, nah, it's gonna be on Switch. Look at this. Look at these clues. Look at these clues the developers are saying. I'm telling you, it's gonna be on Switch. So I got the Switch. I started playing Generations Ultimate. I was having a blast. I put like 700 hours into that game. Plus the time I put in the original game, so that's like another 200 or something maybe. And eventually Monster Hunter Rise came out on the Switch, so you know I was right, and I got to play it, and I was happy. And I was playing Monster Hunter Rise, and then eventually it got re-released on consoles and PC. But yeah, I had fun. I like that console. It's a good console. I got Dragon's Dogma on there. I don't play. I got Zelda. I don't play on there. I got Okami. I got Okami. I don't play on there. I got a bunch of games I don't play on there. I like bought them and I'm like, I'm gonna play this game, and then I'm like, I don't like this game.
Man buys game and console, doesn't play any of the products.
All I needed was Monster Hunter. All right.
Oh.
In fact, I was playing it the other day with a good friend.
Oh, that's awesome.
We were hunting some monsters.
Master Hunter. Man, it's a classic.
But yeah, the Switch 2 has been, well, the successor to Nintendo Switch has been announced.
What do you think it is?
What do I think it is?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Nintendo's been, you know, with the Wii and the GameCube, they've always been kind of maybe trendsetters is maybe a wrong word, but you know, kind of doing their own thing and finding success in their niche. And Nintendo has always had staying power because it has all these great characters and great games people love, and they keep iterating on those games with new ideas. They got you know, Mario, all the Mario games, all the Mario Karts, the Super Smash Brothers. You got your Zelda, your Metroid. Is what's that game called? Fire Emblem? Is that Nintendo exclusive? Fire Emblem?
Yes, it is.
You got Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem is
a whole bunch of IPs, and we got generally a family friendly, you know, handheld or console that, you know, comes in at a lower price point usually than these bigger consoles. You know, it's not as strong usually as the Xbox or the PS5, but that's not really the appeal. The appeal is that they're going to have games, a lot of games. The console's going to be cheap, and you're going to get a lot of enjoyment out of that. The online fees are much cheaper, so like for families and for like kids and stuff, it's a pretty great great console, you know. And it's been that way for a while with the Wii U and the Wii and the Switch.
I mean, Nintendo's always been very well known for their family-friendly consoles, you know, even all the way back to the first Nintendo and the Game Boy. You know, they always marketed toward children, you know, thanks to the philosophy of Gunpei Yokoi, you know, the intelligence of that man, you know, and everything that he was able to bestow on Nintendo. And then, of course, Shigeru Miyamoto, you know, because he was the one that trained Shigeru Miyamoto. A lot of people aren't familiar with that. But yeah, he always said, you know, if the game isn't fun, then there's no purpose of it. You know,
if the game's not fun, why bother?
Yeah, why bother? That's why Reggie the Body constantly said that. That's a quote that from Gunpei Yokoi. Actually, a lot of people don't know that.
Very interesting. So I will say, like, as far as like the console war goes, you know,
Nintendo's winning.
I feel like Nintendo has won and is going to continue to win. Because, you know, people meme on the PlayStation. We'll get into Sony in a little while. People meme on the PlayStation, like, you know, PlayStation has no games.
There are no games.
And
I have not seen one good release on the PlayStation.
Aside from Helldivers, it's collecting dust for me. The only reason I bought it was to play Bloodborne because I didn't have a PS4. So I was like, you know, I could buy a PS4 or I could buy a PS5 to play Bloodborne. I was like, yep, PS5, I guess. And then Helldivers came out. I was like, oh yeah, here we go.
No.
Here's a game I can sink my teeth into.
Why did you choose not to hack your PlayStation 5? I know there are some people that have their PlayStation 5s modified.
No, because, you know, eventually I want to, like, you know, maybe buy some games, you know, if something comes out, you know. I also have Sekiro on there, like unmodded Sekiro. So I got my modded Sekiro on my PC, and I got unmodded Sekiro on the PS5.
Awesome.
So I can play either one whenever I'm in the mood for, you know, one or the other.
It's so strange because I'm not even aware of like what Xbox even doing anymore.
Well, they were doing the Game Pass stuff, but it's been not as profitable as they would have hoped, I guess, in the long run. You know, because when you're hosting all these games and you're putting it up for like whatever their monthly fee was, like relatively cheap, just like an infinite number of games, people aren't really gonna value what's on there. You know what I mean? Like, if you buy a game out of the $5 bin, you're gonna treat it. You're gonna not have as much respect for it as if you pay, you know, full price for the game. You're gonna be a little bit like, okay, you know, $5. In the back of your mind, it's like, you know, it's not really that worth it that much. You know, there are outliers, of course, but generally, people don't really value stuff that's given to them for free or relatively cheap.
But what are they even doing? I mean, I'm pretty sure you're aware. I don't know if the fans are aware. They made an announcement saying that they were gonna take a step back and no longer focus on hardware and just put more out like software products. It's very similar to what Sega did. So now Xbox is signing out. And it's like, what's going on here? You know, it's crazy to think that at one point they were the premier product. I remember the 360 days, you know. A lot of games that were released there were better on the PS3. You know, way better than the PS3.
This is kind of breaking news from earlier today. And of course, you guys are watching this on Friday or far into the future. As of May 7th, Microsoft Xbox shut down multiple studios in a cost-cutting move. One of the studios was the ones who made Hi-Fi Rush.
Hi-Fi Rush, yeah.
Which was a game that also got released on Game Pass.
I heard that for a lot of people, this was a very, very sad situation. They were... I heard a lot of good things about this game. You know, I never personally played it, you know. But they were like just very disappointed that, you know, Microsoft chose to shut down this studio in particular. And apparently it got raving reviews. Like, it did very well.
I heard a lot of good things about it.
So it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know why they made that decision. You know, they decided to cut costs. But, you know, this is Bill Gates, you know. You need that money.
So let's read a little bit here. Xbox is shutting down a number of gaming studios, including Arcane Austin, making it the latest publisher to shut down studios amid signs of a gaming shutdown. Studios such as Hi-Fi Rush maker Tango Gameworks, headquartered in Tokyo, and a Canada-based Alpha Dog will also be closed, and some employees will be laid off. Matt Booty, head of Xbox Game Studios, said in a memo that was seen on Reuters on Tuesday. Xbox declined to comment, blah, blah, blah.
Does this mean
Grand
that
Theft
the
Auto
video
maker...
crash is happening?
Say again?
Do you think that the video crash is going to happen?
I think it needs to happen. I think we've seen a few gems, Helldivers. Nintendo's doing their own thing, they're good. Like, aside from like a handful of games off the top of my head, I can't really name anything that's been coming from like the big console market that's been appealing in a significant way, like the way old games used to be, like your Halos, your Gears of War, like those types of big games. Like there hasn't really been those big, you know, mass engrossing games like Helldivers has been. Like they should have a Helldivers every year.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of why Helldivers was so successful, because, you know, the landscape is so dry, so to speak.
There's nothing exciting, you know? How many Fortnite clones did they release before they killed the genre? I mean, look what
Fortnite keeps on trucking.
And look what they did to first-person shooters. I mean, look what they turned Call of Duty into, unfortunately.
They're trying to be like Fortnite.
You know, so the FPS genre is in shambles right now.
It's like your Taco Bell, right? Your Taco Bell, and you look at McDonald's. McDonald's comes out with a new sandwich, and people are loving that sandwich. Everyone keeps buying that sandwich. You're like, you know what, Taco Bell, we need that. We need to have that sandwich at our Taco Bell store. Why would people go to your Taco Bell for that sandwich? They want tacos when they go to Taco Bell. They don't want some burger shoved down their throat, like advertised at all times. Who's gonna buy that? Nobody. That's what happens to like a lot of these battle royale games that they kept making, and then they keep trying to turn their other IPs like Call of Duty or whatever into like the whole battle royale type of genre. Like they see some success for sure. No, I'm not gonna sit here and claim that they don't, but like compared to Fortnite, a lot of games have gone under the wayside.
It's just that too many games are following this pay-to-win model or this season battle pass model to create this incentive to force players to come back.
Well, that's part of the whole thing. Like you remember back when like Dota 2 was coming out, we saw like so many MOBA type of games come out. Like you had Epic do Paragon, you had
yeah, I remember that.
There were a lot of like smaller MOBAs that came out around that time. Heroes of North got shut down eventually. Like the market was like saturated with so much stuff, and everyone was just like playing either Dota or League of Legends, because it's like if you're gonna play a competitive type game, you're gonna play the best one, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not really gonna be investing a lot of time, especially when games take like an hour to finish. You're not really gonna be investing so much time into other types of games. And like this is the whole trend, like all the trends that these AAAs like try to follow all the time, like the MOBAs and the battle passes and the battle royales. Like whatever gets a big hit next is gonna be the trend. I won't be surprised if we get like 5 Helldivers clones in like the next 2 years.
By then the genre would be dead. No one would even care.
They gotta innovate, but they're not willing to innovate. They'd rather just copy whatever's successful and then hope for the best.
I don't know, man. It's very and I want everyone to keep in mind that this is all the Americans' fault, because they're the most soulless ones. And
fucking Americans.
Yeah, because they're the ones that are causing the video game crash. You know, look at the damage that they've done.
What do you mean?
Look at. Well, let's look at the timeline itself. Look at when the Japanese had a dominance in video game sales, when a majority of the top 10 sales were all Japanese developers, all Japanese games, and then slowly the Americans slowly creep their way into the top 10, and then eventually they took over the sales, and then it started dictating, what the gamers should play or should not play.
Sony
You
moved
know?
to California.
That's another thing. And look at Sony now. Sony's doesn't
Ugh.
even resemble the company that they once were. Look at what they did in PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, even PS3. But in the PlayStation 4 and PS5, you see a big decline, a very big decline.
Well, they had a lot of goodwill going for them. They treated their customers well. The PS3, you didn't have to pay for the online. And then as soon as like the competition started, waning a bit from the Xbox side, they kind of just did whatever the hell they wanted, and that's kind of what's been going on recently with this Helldivers news. If you're not aware, there was a big controversy with Helldivers 2 on Steam, where they were apparently out of nowhere, they announced, okay, the grace period is over. You now must sync your Helldivers Steam with a PlayStation Network. And people were like, what?
Oh?
People were like, what grace period are you talking about? We were never informed of this. Steam has like a policy or something where if you have that kind of requirement, Steam will say on the page itself, on the store page, like this game requires a third-party sign-in. So they didn't say anything about that. A lot of people got into the game. The game's like hugely successful, and all of a sudden Sony's like, you know what? We can really up our PlayStation Network user numbers if we get all these Steam players to jump on board and force them to require them to sign in.
That was in there. They wanted to collect the data.
Yeah,
That's
collect the data, and also like provide, I guess, to investors or somebody that their numbers have gone up or whatever the fuck.
I can't. You mean to tell me that this whole time I, ladies and gentlemen, I was not aware of this. That they bought this game.
No, they funded it. Sony funded this studio.
No, I'm talking about like the people as a player. Like they bought this game.
Yeah.
Because I remember. I think they were saying in the beginning you had to sign in, right? And then they took it out. If I'm correct.
I don't believe so. No.
All right. So maybe I'm reading it wrong. This is amazing to me. So you buy this fucking game. You didn't have to sign in with PSN. You have your little Steam account. You've been playing it this whole time. Now Sony comes in and says, "Okay, now you have to sign in through our."
You want to know what their reasoning was?
What was their reasoning?
That it was for safety.
Safety? How many times the data breaches were in Sony? Jesus Christ!
Yeah, people are afraid of that too. They don't want to give their data to Sony. So a couple of things came out of this. One was the fact that if you don't own a PlayStation console, like the PS whatever, you cannot sign up for Sony for PlayStation in like 170 countries. Like some European countries, the Caribbean countries, Bahamas, Dominican Republic, a lot of African countries.
Is not available?
It's either like their country, or maybe it's like a support thing that they weren't able to allow that sort of thing. If you had the console, or I guess you knew someone who had the console, you could like sign up for an account. But like, who's gonna do that, and who wants to do that? Nobody.
So were these people buying third-party accounts, possibly?
Well,
just
here's
to
the
be able
thing.
to
Here's the
sign
thing.
in?
This has happened. This is like hot news over the past like 2 or 3 days. So this is like developing super fast. So another thing that happened is that the community managers of the Discord group for Helldivers, they started like basically telling the players like, well, what's the big deal? Just sign in with Sony. Eat the bugs, live in the pod. And these community managers, they weren't presenting themselves as being very responsible or being very respectful of who their employer was, and they were being very like antagonistic with the players who were reasonably upset about this news that they were going to have to sign in.
Jesus Christ! So they were trying to force players just to sign in, just for the data. I want everybody to keep that in mind, for the data.
Possibly,
because that's what it really comes
likely
down to. They want your data. They want to be able to sell it to these people for the advertisements and everything else and blah, blah, blah. That's the game right now. They want the data from everything, from all the old phones, all the old systems, even your television. You know, they want everything. They want the data of everything. It's amazing.
Amazing. So, okay, so the players, rightfully so, got really upset at Sony, and a lot of.
I would be angry too.
If there's
let me take a step back really quick. Yeah. As a player, if you forced me to sign in through a third party's means when I didn't have to in the beginning, I want my money back. I want my money back. Just that simple. What are you showing me right here? Oh my God, these are review bombs?
These were the review bombs over the 3 days that this was announced. And this last here where you're seeing it like kind of upturned is when they announced that they weren't going to require the users to sign in.
Oh my God.
They got review bombed to hell and back. So if you look at the gameplay here, you see that there's a cape that the guy's wearing.
Yeah.
So the developers decided to, go in on the meme of the Steam reviews. So this pattern, these three lines are going to be available as a cape in the game for free.
Wait, are you serious? Yo, that's mad base. Holy fucking shit.
So, they took it on the chin. We're still waiting for full confirmation that that Sony's fully backing off. They have said as much, but still waiting on that.
Wow, fully. That's very bold of them.
But they demoted or either fired the community managers who were being pricks, and players seem to be, some of them are happy, some of them are like, well, I can't trust this game anymore. Some of them are already refunded, some of them are not willing to engage with Sony anymore.
I mean,
so yeah, they had a lot of momentum from this game over the past few months, and so much of that was almost burned entirely. It seems like they've probably salvaged it somewhat, but only time will tell how much.
Where are the reviews currently standing? Is there a way for you to find out?
This is I believe this here is the newest one. I could check right now.
I mean, I'm pretty sure like that's probably but I just want maybe for at least this moment right now. Good Lord. They're probably still review bombing that game. Who knows?
Some of them might be, yeah.
Some people don't let up. They don't care. They want to troll.
Oh, wait. How do I even pull that up? I think I gotta go to the website. Or is that like a Steam thing? I'm like kind of...
Probably.
I feel kind of regarded. Is there a way to check this? Oh, show graph. Here we go. Here's a graph.
Oh, so now there's two positive lines now.
Yeah, so they went back up.
Okay. All right, well, it shows how powerful your voice can be.
Yep. And there's some memes. Let me see if I can pull up one of the memes. But in the meantime, I'll switch topics over to... There's another game that has a bit of Sony controversy. And I don't know if you've heard of it. It's Stellar Blade. Have you heard of that game?
Yeah, I'm familiar with this game. I don't know. What was going on with this game? Why were people angry? I know at first they were saying that the main protagonist in this game was just too... what was it? What did they say? Sexually explicit, the way that they presented the character. And then there were other people arguing that the Americans have become too accustomed to seeing ugly women in gaming, which is a bold statement in itself. I was just like, holy shit, the gloves are off. What's going on here? So I was just like, I don't know what's going on. And listen, guys, let's not lie to ourselves right now. There has been a significant change in the art direction for a lot of American games.
Yeah.
But let's put it that way. Where is this even Japanese or they're Korean? I believe, right?
I believe they're Korean.
Yeah, that's the even crazier part. These people aren't even Japanese; they're Korean. And they came up with this game, and people were angry because it was like, this girl is just far too sexy. She's revealing too much. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how to feel. I think back to Lara Croft.
Oh, they've completely ruined her.
You know, and I don't even know how to feel about that game now. You know, I remember when people were saying, you know, I can't wait to the graphics to be better, to actually see how beautiful
I can
Lara
see
Croft is.
her real triangles in motion.
Yeah, the effects and so forth. You
So
know,
here's
the
the
motion.
meme. Here's the meme, ancient meme apparently. So Sony listens to PC players but not PS5 players. This comic is truly timeless, and it says over here the dev, and this is the PC player. It says bend over, and the PC player slaps him and goes no. And then the PC player is just like standing here. And then it says PS4, and the dev is like, "What an ungrateful asshole!" And the dev is having his good old time with the PS4 player, and the Xbox player is also getting some. And he says, "Stop being so entitled." So you know, it goes to show, you know, the players have always had the control. Like, we are the people who buy these games. Like, if we don't buy these games, these developers, you know, they're, you know, mass refunding a game, mass spam, you know, reporting a game, or review bombing a game, like, that has an impact. Your actions have an impact, and it didn't take much for like the Helldivers 2 to like band together. This is like 2 or 3 days. In 2 or 3 days, they turned this whole thing around.
I wish we had that voice for the FGC. That's all I'm gonna say.
Too much money and going in certain hands.
Yeah. But this game is actually really beautiful. Like, I actually like what they did with the art style.
The game is fine. The game looks fine. I mean, I personally, when I see this, I'm seeing how certain things are reacting, how certain frames are going about. I'm like, I'm not really feeling it. I feel like this might be like a shitty game, maybe. That was my initial, you know, feeling about it. But the controversy with this one was obviously, you know, sexy women, you know, you can't have this, blah blah blah. She's not realistic. People are losing their minds. But the recent
What do you mean she's not realistic?
Yeah, they based her body off of a model, a Korean model.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. An actual Korean model. Like, so how can the body not be realistic?
Well, yeah,
they even showed who the lady was. She was beautiful herself.
They showed it after they started complaining. But yeah, they were saying this is killing women or something. You know, that's what the snowflakes were saying. You're killing women. Yeah. So recently, since the game has come out, they have been applying patches to the game that add like specific parts of clothing, because she has different outfits in this game. So she had one where like her chest was being like kind of revealed, you know, not
cleavage,
not completely, yeah, cleavage, not anything insane, you know. And the game was getting patches that, you know, censored parts of the outfits. They were adding like, you know, shirts underneath, like what they did to Tifa in Final Fantasy VII. They were adding clothing underneath that like kind of changed the outfits in such a way that made them, you know, less revealing, less sexy.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What rating was this game given? Is this a game rated for E for everyone, T for teens, or M for mature, where you have to be 18 and older?
I think you know the answer.
No, I want you to give me the answer.
Well, let's read some dialogue here. Should I lick the plug? Ah, dear Mother Sphere, please forgive your sinful daughter. I'm gonna say it was an M-rated game, I believe. Pretty sure.
So they chose to cover up a character in an M-rated game, a game specifically for adults, people over for the age of 18.
They also apparently toned down some of the blood from the demo too.
The blood also. Oh, good lord, what's going on? Is this for the? I'm pretty sure they toned down the American version of the game, and the Korean version is the uncensored version.
I'm not too sure, but you know, things
are
not looking good for Sony recently. You know, they keep doing this stuff, and it's. I wonder if it's because they're, you know, based in California instead of Japan. I wonder if that's what this all boils down to.
Once again, the American politics are getting in the way of the creativity, unfortunately. All this virtue signaling for nothing. I'm very bothered. You know, like this is, and you gotta understand, this wasn't an American game. This wasn't a Japanese game. This was a Korean game. This is what they felt was necessary. You know, they felt that, hey, we want our main character to be this beautiful girl. We're gonna base it off this model. We're gonna give her this outfit. You know, she walks around with these katanas. You know, she's killing zombies. Like, I don't see the fucking problem. You know, like, how is it any different from The Last of Us?
You see, like the Naughty Dogs of the world will get away with stuff like that. You know, Mortal Kombat will get away with the gore. But even Mortal Kombat has been, like, desexified with the katana outfits and stuff.
No, good man. Making them look like butch women and everything. No.
So, they made another game.
What is going on, FG?
Oh god, that was very loud. Sorry, audience. But yeah, this is the other game they made. So it's like a war simulation kind of thing, but you play as, like, these girls that are, like, you know, scantily dressed. You can see the jiggle is happening.
What's it called? Goddess of Victory?
Yeah, Goddess of Victory Nike.
But I want people to understand that this is the cultural difference between. No, this is the reality, though.
But this is the thing. People want this. People want to pay for. People can buy it. You know, if you want to rate the game, you know, whatever above mature or whatever, adult only, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Like, this shouldn't be a problem. We've had games like Leisure Shoot Larry. We've had games like this for a long time. Postal.
Yes. Wow. Leisure Shoot Larry. That's a throwback. Postal is another throwback. You know, and don't forget that at one point there was an uncensored version on the, at least in the bootleg market, of Manhunt. That it was actually the original beta version with the extra gore and everything else.
Was Duke Nukem an M-rated game, or was that also adult only? Like, I don't remember.
I think there was, like, sex scenes in that game. Yeah, something like that. I think there was, like, an A version of that game.
You had San Andreas where you do certain missions and you unlock a cutscene. Like, we've had stuff like this forever.
That was the beginning of the controversy, though. Unfortunately, you know,
we're definitely getting demonetized too if I keep watching this. That was insane. I gotta go back. Hold on. The viewers need to see that again.
Oh, good lord. The hot coffee mod is actually crazy.
He clicked on the lady and she starts moving around. Jesus.
Oh. And they said the hot coffee mod is bad. But I need people to understand this is the cultural difference between, you know, the Asians and the Americans. Like, this is the reality. You know, like, this is what they're comfortable with. They're able to have the discussions about, you know, certain adult topics, like adults, you know? And it's messed up because, you know, apparently they're not producing any kids. But I'm pretty sure they're fucking. You know, they got money, they spending it. You know, who knows?
With all the estrogen in their diet, I don't think they even need. Well, estrogen and the microplastics, they don't even need contraceptive.
Oh, good lord! Oh, I don't know, man.
But yeah, moving on.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully, everyone's happy with Helldivers now, and hopefully something happens. There's a petition going around right now for Stellar Blade to bring back the sexiness.
The scandalous outfits.
Let me bring that up. Here's a petition. You're at 82,000 signatures. Yeah, check that out. Sign the petition. Let them know you like sexy woman.
82,000 incels is what they're gonna say.
But no, man, you know, the players' voices are being heard. You know, they're being heard on Helldivers. There's no reason they can't be heard elsewhere. All right, moving on. What should we tackle first? The drama?
Let's talk about that drama.
Alrighty. Do you want to read it or do you want me to read it? I feel like my voice is getting weak. You read it. You see
Hello, this is Infiltration. Thank you all for the support at Evo Japan 2024. Many people told me that they want to see me back in the tournament scene. It meant a lot to me, and I am truly grateful. So today, I need to tell you all about something. Since May 2022, I have been banned from participating in fighting game tournaments. I hope you'll be interested in what I'm about to tell you. 2 years ago, I received an email from Evo and Combo Breaker on May 20th, 2022. As you all know, Evo and Combo Breaker are two of the largest US fighting game tournaments. The gist of the email I received was as follows. Can you scroll down for me? I'm sorry. We cannot allow you to participate in this year's Evo's tournament because you do not meet our code of conduct. They also said that this decision was supported by the CEO, the ECT, and the ICFC. I was greatly shocked. In my 12 years of tournament activity from 2010, my first overseas tournament to 2022, I did not cause any accidents, problems of any kind. If they are talking about the personal incident that happened to me in 2018, 4 years prior to their decision, I had already reached an agreement with the Capcom esports team that I would not participate in the Capcom Pro Tour 2018 and 2019, and that I would be able to come back after that. Can you scroll down more? I'm sorry. Therefore, I must say that the decision made in 2022 is difficult to understand. They did not give me any detail as to exactly what were the checklists they have gone through to make their decision. The email was more of a notice, without any explanation, so I sent emails and messages to ask them what was going on. They ignored me and did not answer any of my questions via email or Twitter. Shortly after that, on June 4th, 2022, a single statement was posted on to the Capcom Fighters Twitter account. Infiltration will be banned from all Capcom-owned, operated, and or licensed events globally, including CPT and CFL, due to COC violations until further notice.
Do you know what the CLC violations means?
The code of conducts.
Code of
like,
conduct.
like how you, yeah, because they got to sign contracts like when they do the stuff because for the money and everything. So this meant that I am effectively banned from competing in any events for the rest of my life. This statement did not detail what terms I had violated either. For those reasons, I have been unable to participate in Street Fighter and Capcom fighting game tournaments. I have played and loved fighting games for over 30 years and consider the FGC as my good friends. I want to get back into the scene. Fortunately, my love for fighting games has not changed at all for the past 2 years. I am thrilled to watch professional players play great matches. I still rejoice in reconnecting with my fighting game friends, and I still love playing the game myself. Dear Capcom and the organizers of EVO and all the tournaments that have banned me, as I mentioned, I have never caused a problem in any tournaments. It has been 2 years since 2022. The year I was banned, I have not broken any code of conduct to this day, including in the recent EVO Japan 2024. I would like you to revoke my ban from participating in fighting game tournaments. Finally, to the fighting game community, please spread the word. I ask for your support so that I can return. I will never be able to accomplish this on my own, and I need your help. I hope to return to the competitive scene so that I can have a chance to show your countless exciting matches with everything I got. Thank you for always supporting me. Please work with me once again. Thank you very much for reading. Infiltration.
So I'm pretty sure that was more than 140 characters.
Absolutely fucking disgusting. And just to rub salt in the wounds for Capcom, the fact that they banned him, Infiltration made a 3-hour Bible about Jury and Street Fighter 6. Nobody paid attention to it. It was like, oh, this guy's won, blah, blah, blah. And guess what character won Capcom Cup? Jury. Is there a conspiracy at hand?
Well, Jury's also Korean, too.
Is there a conspiracy at hand? Do the Americans hate the Koreans? I mean, let's not say that. That's fucked up. Like, gonna start a war and thing.
Listen, man, the North Korean animators did a great job on Invincible Season 2, okay?
Oh, my God.
They didn't know they were North Korean. They thought, they were just eccentric.
Oh. I mean...
But no, that was a very, heartwarming message he put out. It was very well presented. I do wonder, what was it even, the dispute that happened? Because I heard rumors.
Oh, you heard rumors?
Yeah.
Oh, there's no rumors. There's documents out there. Like, people got the papers and shit. Like, they know what happened. Like, apparently there was a domestic abuse event with him and his wife. Mm-hmm. He claims like she started it, Like when the cops did, like there were markings on both of them. Like that's a fact. Like there was markings on both of them. Like people don't admit the shit and everything. But you got to read the papers and everything. Like, yeah, like apparently he did something he wasn't supposed to do. You know, let's not sit here and lie like he didn't do it. You know, but listen, I'm not his wife. You know, I wasn't in the room. I don't know what happened. You know, and please keep in mind, this happened in Korea. You know, this didn't happen in America. You know, so I think that's another reason why he's making that statement, I guess, from a legality perspective. But I don't think that's going to fall through, you know, especially with our political climate currently, you know. So they're just like, no, we cannot allow this man. And I'm surprised that so many players have been quiet. I mean, these are top players that knew Infiltration, you know, and like some top tournament organizers. These are people that like, they shook his hand because remember, he was winning everything. He was the best. He was the best in Street Fighter 4. He was the best in Street Fighter Cross Tekken, you know.
Street Fighter 5, they nerfed Nash because of him.
Yeah, Street Fighter 5, they nerfed Nash because of him. You know, he exposed the character and they say, no, we have to nerf this character. He's too strong. You know, like, come on. This guy was very, very
Was anyone else doing what he was doing with Nash?
No. Even still to this day, people look at those tapes like they're golden. It's almost as if an event that didn't actually happen, like a bizarro world. To see him perform in that manner and to play the character now, and the character doesn't even reflect that. It's just like, what happened? Why can't I play that character? I want that version of Nash.
The trump card is not in my favor.
You know, but it was very interesting because there's an old school player that made a statement. You know, I don't know if you can pull that up really quick.
I pulled it up. Look. I pulled it up. Look.
Oh.
Oh, Jesus. I read the first line of it. I'm not laughing anymore.
Yeah. And I'm not going to read that word, but I'm going to try to figure out a way to say it. But this is Mike Watson. Mike Watson is a legendary player from the Street Fighter 2 days, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 days, the Alpha days, you name it. He was there from the very beginning. And this is what he's going to say. This is absolute nonsense. They I'll let you read that, basically be the face and head of Evolution for years, but won't allow someone to compete that hasn't been convicted of anything. You guys need to step up and fix this ASAP. Shouts out to the Cannon Brothers, Markman, and the Hado. What's good? What's going on here?
So for everyone...
And he's putting names on blast. He's putting names on blast right now.
So for everyone who's listening, the word you didn't say refers to a person who is...
Mr. Wizard.
How can I put this? Who would appear on a certain show with... What was that guy's name?
Mike Ross.
No, not Mike Ross. What was that? No, the show where the guy tells the people to come sit down because they were attempting to meet a young person, and he tells them to... Yes, the type of person who would appear as a guest on Chris Hansen's show. That is the word that we are referring to.
He is like the lowest of the low, like scum, like true scum, like bottom of the barrel dirt, like that nastiness, like scum, like... That guy's a piece of dirt, man. Like it's like this
Joey Couliar.
This, and you gotta understand that. And Mike Watson was very, very, very vocal about this. You know, he kept saying it. Yo, this guy Joey is a fucking dick. All right, try to work with him. He's a fucking weirdo. He was already talking about the allegations many moons ago. There's video proof on YouTube. You can look it up right now, you know, and you'll see the dates. And you'll be like, wait a minute. Why didn't nobody pay attention? It's because they banned Mike Watson. They blacklisted this man.
Didn't he admit it and step down?
Yeah, he did. Mr. Wizard did admit everything and he stepped down. He had to step down because the amount of money that was being put. You got to remember, Sony was involved at this point too. You know, all that money, all the sponsorship. You know, remember Evo got canceled that year. They said they're not going to do it. And then COVID happened, obviously, too. You know, they said, nope, they're not going to do it. There was a pair of sneakers, funny enough, that were supposed to release that same year. And actually, it was the anniversary of the moment for that with Daigo and Justin Wong.
Evo and moment number 37.
Yeah, and that's literally the name of the pair of the Air Forces. It's Evo moment number 37, and they have the parry motion on the tongue, and it's the same color of like, because you know the parry color, it's all white and blue. Like that's the color of the sneaker. It's all white, but like in Ryu's gi color, but it's blue, but like in Chun-Li. And like it has like the double switch tongue. You won't be able to find it, like, but there are pairs of it on Evo. A lot of people don't know about the pair. Oh yeah, you found it. That's it. Yeah, that's it right there. Yeah, man. A lot of people don't know. Yeah, it's crazy.
Damn.
Because of the allegations that came out, and then when they got confirmed, Nike just scrapped the idea. I guess whatever they separated all ties with Evolution. They were just like, they don't want nothing to do with them. Yeah, it's really sad. Yo, like they lost a lot of money. That's why they were bidding Evo around. They were trying to figure out who was gonna buy it and be the new face. That's why Pokemon bought it. They had a girl. She's like, oh, you know, I'm a video girl gamer. You know, I'm gonna make it inclusive. Blah blah blah. It's not a problem. You know, it's not a problem as long as everybody pays. It's okay. But we see Evo now, and it's just like,
Make sure you pay $40 and buy Pokemon 6 cookies.
Oh my god! Oh
my gosh! I think this is false advertising. I think that's more cookies that are in the bag.
Probably, who knows? But yeah, this is the girl that owns Evolution, and like I'm gonna tell you right now, she doesn't care about the fighting game community. This is just another asset to her. That's it. You know, so whoever sold this to her, they fucked up. Like the Cannon brothers fucked up. And apparently, I think she was in a bidding war with Ninja. They were saying.
Oh, that's funny.
And she beat Ninja. Yeah, it was some weird. I don't know if they actually confirmed that. You know, but that was the rumor. But who knows?
That's a very funny picture I pulled up.
Yeah. Oh my god. I my cookies.
It's very rude.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, hopefully someone listens and gets Infiltration back in there, because you know the world is yearning for some exciting.
I'll tell you. Let's be honest now. With our current political climate, would they even allow that man back? What would he have to do? You know, it's been how many years? You know that small little incident is like a stain on him. You know, and there's other players right now in the community that have done far more worse, and they have allegations themselves, and they're going to tournament. You know, well, Brown. You know, there's some other people out there. You know, we're not gonna talk about
$500. Come on, guys.
He's another scumbag. You know, I can't even mention his name. It's just absolutely repulsive.
Come on, guys. $500. Come on, guys.
It's just like there's these people out there. You guys let them slide, you know. And this guy, you know, they went to the court. They got everything fixed out. You know, he's still with the girl. He's still with his wife. They didn't divorce. You know, like, listen. I'm not a marriage therapist. You know, I'm not the cop. I wasn't there. I don't know.
So you're saying he's got the Riz?
He got the Riz. Listen, I don't even know. Listen. If you feel that he is dangerous because right now the FGC is trying to create a community that's more safe for women and the younger gamers and so forth, and you feel that he's going to make people uncomfortable because of his past, you know, this is becoming very, very, very problematic. You know, because there's certain situations where somebody can accuse you for something, you know, and at that point, that's it. Your career is done.
That's what happened to the voice actor for Ken and Dante.
I mean,
accusations are made, and then people just, completely, ruin your career before even investigating. And that's not to say,
yeah.
that those people who do commit things shouldn't be, I guess,
No, of
removed from the
course.
environment or something have done.
But
where
we
they're
are way
left
too
on the
quick to
wayside.
pick up
But
the pitchfork, man.
as soon as somebody says anything, it's like, oh, look. And the weird thing is I'm not a fan of AI, but I feel like AI is going to help us heal a little bit in this manner, because anything,
Oh, good lord.
anyone can make any accusation seem more credible with the use of AI. So I feel like a lot of things are going to become less believable. As unfortunate as that sounds, like, hopefully, no one gets their livelihood ruined. But it's I don't want to make it sound like I'm trying to protect people who are, doing vile things. It's just that more often than not, you hear these stories where people's lives are ruined over accusations and rumor. And,
But like, and this is my thing. This is, I would love to just see him, just compete with the Americans and just have him just run through everyone, so he can just show, listen, my dominance still exists. It's still there. I am the one. You still have to defeat me.
whoever
you guys
he picks,
never took the crown
that
off
character's
me.
getting nerfed.
Because that's the reality. They never really took the crown off of him. And you're absolutely correct. Whatever character that he picks and he creates that reign, they're going to nerf that character right after. They're going to say he exposed the character. It's just, that's why I'm excited. That's why I do want him to come back, and it's terrible because there's people saying, oh, you don't care about these other people's feelings. It's not to say that I don't, I'm a competitor. I understand you guys want a safe environment. It's not an issue. Maybe we need to do something where it's a private tournament where you do like an infiltration kumite, and whoever's willing to, go against infiltration, they can do that. At least pay homage to what he's accomplished. Like this was a formidable opponent. People trying to sit there like, nah.
The worst part is that Capcom was like, they worded it in such a way that he's banned from basically any tournament that has features significantly a Street Fighter 5 or 6. I don't know if it applies to their other games, but essentially anything that's like recorded or like stream wise or any type of event, you basically can't go to those, which is pretty much every event.
And another issue is that there are, in order to, I think, to have a Street Fighter event, or at least to be a part of the Capcom League, you have to sign up through them.
Yeah, you're forced. You're forced to. Otherwise, you can't. It's like you can't.
So unless you're doing some underground tournament, like the locals, they don't really care about that, until you hit the national level.
Yeah, I don't agree. I don't agree.
I need $500 in donation, guys. Come on, man. Come on, guys.
Only $500. Come on, guys.
Come on, guys. That guy's I can't even say his name, man. The guy's a piece of dirt. I refuse to say his name. Piece of dirt, man.
He plays Dolzen.
I don't care. Piece of dirt.
But yeah, hopefully it all works out for Mr. Infiltration. And if not, there's other things in life I'm sure he'll be amazing at and find success in.
But this is my thing. You're saying that, but what if he decides to play 2XKO and then they ban him from playing that? Then what? I
mean, it's likely the case to happen if they don't reach an agreement to what's supposed to happen to him.
That's perfect. So that's okay.
This is it's not okay. No,
this has nothing to do with Capcom.
No, it's not okay.
This game comes out, he's like, okay, I'm gonna play it. Nah, we gotta ban you, bro. What?
They're all in. It's all narrative. They're all in cahoots. They're all together. They all agree the same things. If you sly outside of that, the message, whatever they're trying to promote, whatever it may be, Like, you're ostracized. You're persona non grata. We don't want you around. Doesn't matter, you know, what has come out in defense of you, or, you know, if there's any like contention and anything. Nope, doesn't matter. This is what we believe right now, and changing that for like a community that's so, let's call it stubborn in a way. It might be a hard thing to get past. Hopefully, hopefully someone has the balls to put their money on the, I don't know. There's a word I can't think of right now.
Listen, this is my issue. There's a lot of players out there that are speaking, and they are absolutely trash at the game. Where are the top players? Where are the community leaders? Why are they staying quiet on this? Is Capcom just a big daddy corporation and it's just their final say? And you're not going to get your paycheck if you speak against them? What's really going on here? So, let me ask you this. Is the FGC Illuminati real?
Well, this may sound conspiratorial, but I think the FGC is in a position where Capcom controls a lot of what happens.
So are certain players in cahoots with these corporate entities?
Players, yeah, of course, they're gonna go along with whatever Capcom says. Even if Capcom changes their mind, they don't get the memo. They'll be saying the old thing, or until they get an update on what the new narrative is.
Oh, there's a firmware update to what they say about.
They're like, you know,
good Lord.
there's gonna be a bit of lag until they figure out, like, oh, this is the new thing we're doing now. Like, that's how it is. There's no individual thought as far as, like, when you're getting paid as much as these guys are getting paid, perhaps maybe like under the table or like whatever contracts they have to like produce content. And you see it everywhere. You see it in the influencers. You see it in the movie reviews. I forgot what outlet it was that they were reviewing Rings of Power, and the first few episodes like, oh, this is so good, you know, Amazon, you know, made this great series, blah blah blah. And then by the time the season ended, they were like, you know, this is crap. It's the contract ended. Contract over. This show is crap. Sorry, not sorry. You know.
Oh my god.
So stuff like this, stuff like everyone's getting paid. Everyone's, you know, getting either paid or like, you know, special, you know, acknowledgements, or, you know, rate what's it called? Signal boosts. You know, it's all one person filleting the person next to them in a big chain.
I'm really like just disappointed, man. That's
stunned.
Listen, they'll figure it out. You know, is this who I think it is?
What?
Oh, look at that. Oh.
Yeah, we've had this on for a while. You know,
don't take it personal, kid.
So, we were going to talk about that Justin Wong interview with Tokido.
Oh, fighting games are.
I think this is a bait title, because I think they cover that topic for about maybe a minute or two.
What did he say?
Essentially that the old games were easier, that, you know, he would pick Vega, that was very cheap, and Vega would wall dive, and it was very easy for him to win with very broken characters. And, you know, like, we have to say this every time we talk about these top players. We're not taking away from their accomplishments. They're very good players. They've won tournaments. This is proven. We're not saying they haven't won tournaments. We're not saying they're bad players. We're just saying the stuff that comes out of their mouth doesn't always line up with common sense.
I mean, these guys are just getting paid to speak at this point. I am over it. You know, it's just nothing of substance. They just don't care anymore. They're just saying whatever. They know the fighting games are dead. You know, there's no such thing as a good fighting game anymore. You know.
He does say here at the end that he wants to get more people into the genre, to get playing this and that, and he feels like his responsibility to get people in or something. And Justin Wong kind of said the same, like, yeah, this is kind of our job now or whatever. But you know, I feel like if the games were better, you wouldn't even have to bother. People would just come.
I'm very disappointed in Justin Wong. Because if Justin Wong was someone else, who'd be telling him, listen, man, if you want to play Marvel 2, there's nothing wrong with playing with that game. Play any fighting game that you're in love with. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. You don't have to play the current fighting game. Perfectly fine.
So I was reading through these comments, and there's so few of them that actually it gave me a good sample size of like comments. This one kind of stood out to me. It said, you can... Wait, what was this? Old games took skill and execution. If you put the time into practice, you'd see results as long as you had some talent. Now games rely more on guessing to bring in casual/noob players. I don't care how talented you are, you can't practice guessing. It's like trying to... Alright, it's like trying to practice to being a great rock, paper, scissors player. It's impossible. So here's the thing, it's not impossible. There actually are very good rock, paper, scissors players that are better than others. And this is not... it actually is a thing you can get good at. And that does apply to the fighting game example too. You can get good at figuring out that mind game.
Well, it really draws down to, you know, whether or not that your opponent is following a flow chart. And if you take note of it, you know, at that point, you'll start seeing the gaps, you know, and you'll be able to react
in the longer sets, you'll see what kind of things they like going for. You'll see patterns.
Yes, of course.
You'll start making better decisions and guesses based on those patterns. But, you know, these games now are so volatile, and there's so many instances of these little guesses here and there that you can't really build that knowledge gap in a first to 2, first to 3 environment. And overall, it just becomes a very volatile game where, you know, upsets happen regularly.
But does a first to 7 format really, you know, show the winner of the contest, you know? Like, you know, does it truly show the skill that's there? You know, does it really have to be a first to 7? You know, or
depends,
first to 5?
It depends on the game for me, right? Because it might be a game where you're playing a character that's very gimmicky, right? Or very like rush down heavy, right?
Yeah.
And that it's a character that naturally makes you guess a lot, right? And so this character is going to be very effective in the beginning, and as you play a longer set, maybe that effectiveness wanes, you know? So there might be an argument that you don't want a set that's too long. I'm not sure. That's just my guess.
I think what Street Fighters that eventually grow into, they're gonna follow the Super Battle Opera format, where it was the round robin. They had all the players do a first to 10, and they will accumulate the points from there. And then whoever the two players that had the highest, that was basically the grand finals, and then have them do the final showdown. You know, to me that makes a lot more sense. You know, because at that point there are no excuses. You know, but the Americans, they're like, nah, the first to 2 format is fine. You know, best 2 out of 3. I'm the best. You know, give me my check.
It's funny.
You know, no
it's
respect
funny
to
with
the Japanese.
It's funny with these formats because, you know, Evo Japan, I don't even know where Tokido placed, and like then you have Uma who won Capcom Cup. Where's he been? It's like the games are so volatile. It's not you're not even seeing the same top 8s, relatively maybe.
Well, I believe he's from China, if I'm correct.
Taiwan, I think. Which I don't
Taiwan,
think I'm not sure if that's the country we're allowed to talk about. I'm not sure.
Oh, I apologize. That country does not exist. It's only China.
So here's another comment that I liked. It's so this guy's saying classic straw argument. He never said that. It's called a percentage. If you went to elementary school, let's say Third Strike is 60% skill, 40% guessing. Street Fighter 2 is 30% guessing, or even less, while Street Fighter 6 is 70% guessing and no execution required at all because big buffer windows, etc.
He's saying it's kind of true. There are moments where I'll go for the usual game plan, but then I find myself where it's just like, how do I really react to the situation? You know? I'm pressing random buttons at that point to see what actually trades. And I'm like, oh, this works? I guess I'll use it. You know? A moment of discovery.
Yeah, I love that. I love that kind of stuff where you learn a new tool you can use. certain matchup. But I think what he's saying here is pretty much on the nose, and maybe these percentages aren't correct. I certainly agree with the third strike example, like that it's a bit more guessing than Street Fighter 2 is. You got your high and low parry situations, and the card grab ranges are kind of ridiculous. But
that's because third strike takes more skill, and you don't want to admit it.
It takes more skill, and it also has a lot of luck. It's like poker.
Oh, here we go.
Luck versus skill. Watch that video. But
all right.
Look, the thing is that in these older games, and maybe you might agree with me, maybe you won't. But you wanted a guessing situation. You wanted to get the knockdown. Because to put the opponent in that situation was very advantageous, especially if you could set it up in such a way that it was like a 2/3 guess against their 1/3 guess, like weird things like that, where there's a lot of options. Obviously, we're not just flipping a coin heads or tails. There's a lot of options in that scenario, and you can set it up in such a way. Some games have option selects and stuff, but if we remove that, we just think about like getting that position to be in a position to do an Oki, to get a knockdown, to put the position to put the opponent in a guessing position. That was something normally that you would want to get. It was like something you earned. It's like you found a way in, you found a way to be sneaky, you found a trick that you could do to put the opponent in this situation, and that was something that you would be rewarded with, and something that you had to earn. And in these new games, like everything combos, everything leads into a knockdown, and the Oki is stronger than it has ever been because reversals are weaker. There's no throw invul on wake up. There's a bunch of things. It's like, oh, but I can parry on wake up. It's like, yeah, but you can get thrown from that. And it's like parrying on wake up. It's like another layer, but it doesn't really fill the void of having a good reversal and having throw invul.
Yeah, it's I don't know what these games are turning into now. I'm just pick a card. That's what it's becoming now. It's just I wish they would. Maybe it's because of the 3D elements. Maybe we need to go back to 2D.
You always say that. You always say
that's
this.
Another discussion.
You always say this.
I know.
3D thing.
The sprites had the better hitboxes. The sprite had the better hitboxes. You don't want to admit it.
In third strike, when you wake up, you have like 5 or 6 frames of throw invulnerability. You cannot be thrown. If somebody's going to throw you, they have to do a tick throw. They have to do a crouch jab, and then they have to throw you. And that little tick gives you enough time to understand the situation and make an educated decision rather than just waking up into something. And you could do reversal. You could do you could do a super. You could do a special move, EX. But that was a risk you were willing to take, and you were going to lose a certain amount of your life. But now in these games, if you do that, you basically lose the round, because not only are you going to take damage, you're going to take a big damage from a big combo. You're probably going to get stunned in the corner. It's going to lead into another guessing situation, and it loops back into itself. So like taking that risk is so much worse now than it's ever been.
Would you rather go through that or go through 2 different slime combos and then you're dead?
To me, it's all the same, honestly. You're gonna slime me in the corner. You're gonna slime me on my wake up. You're gonna slime me in neutral. So it's all the same to me. I play third strike a lot. When I fight against Makoto, I'm constantly sticking out crouch and light kick, because she will dash into it eventually.
No. Yeah, they're always prone to that.
I can't do this. I can't really do that in Street Fighter 6. I'll get it sometimes, but most of the time I'm going to get hit. Even if it trades, they're going to be an advantage, and they're going to combo me off the trade.
Get good, bro. You got to learn how to parry and be patient. It's not your turn.
It's not my turn. But yeah, any more thoughts as we sign off for the second episode of this week?
Actually, yeah, there's one more thing on Discord I want to show you. Check that out.
You got it,
I want you to pull that up. I want you to pull that up for me. Look at this combo. Look at the potential of this game. Oof.
I hate it already.
The 23 hit combo. Look how much damage that did. Let's watch that again.
That's like 60% damage. And the starter, very important what the starter is.
Yeah.
Start
it was a counter hit, right? Yeah, counter hit.
It says interrupts. So I guess that's a counter hit. Counter hit, jump. I wonder if this goes into reset. Maybe not, because it's like a versus game.
No, I think this is the combo. This is the start of the combo right here.
Another thing we gotta understand is that this game has a burst mechanic, I believe.
So maybe she already used her burst.
And there's also like the special abilities they have. Like before the match, it's kind of like infinite. You pick a thing for your team to have.
Okay.
Oh, this is like wait. This is
this is the start of the combo.
Wait, this is promotion? Oh no.
I received a $5 check from the Cannon Brothers.
This is Why are you promoting this?
No. I want us to look at this combo really quick. That's it.
No, I'm saying the company itself. This is their promotion.
Oh, this combo? Oh, they want you to perform this combo.
Are they retarded?
What? They're retarded for this? They're retarded for showing you a...
Normies don't like this. Normies hate this. They hate this.
So this just turned off all the League of Legends players? They're not going to play this game now?
Oh my... You know, we've played Dota, right?
That one time, yeah.
What do you mean one time?
Where I got screamed.
We played Dota a bunch of times.
I got screamed at from you guys, man.
You remember the stuns in Dota?
Kinda.
How long would the stuns last?
Ooh. Was that like 8 seconds? 5 seconds?
Some of them were 5 seconds, yeah. Some big ones. Do you know how long the stuns are in League of Legends?
How long?
Like maybe 1 second. Maybe.
Wow.
League of Legends have this complaint about Dota where they complain that the stuns are too long. They don't like the fact that you lose control of your character in League of Legends. Tell me. What is happening? What is happening here?
You are very intelligent. I see what you did there.
8 seconds? 9 seconds? 10 seconds? Oh, you're dead. Who's this game for?
I thought I was under the impression that this game was for players that were interested in the lore of League of Legends. Maybe they're already League of Legends players, and maybe some of them also play fighting games. So maybe this would interest them. Maybe. But the way you just put it now, you know, maybe this stun right here is a little bit too long, you know. I don't
They
like
do
that.
not like losing control of their character. They don't.
Losing control of your character. I like that.
What did he do here? He jumped. He got anti-air. Look, I think anti-air should be good. He's got 1 bar. Is he about to have 2? No, he's got 1 bar. And this is what happens. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but who's this? Why would they promote this?
Oof. I thought it was a good idea.
It's got 3 million views. Look, it's got 3 million views and 10k likes.
Views?
It
3 million views.
It only has 10k
10,000 likes. 10,000 likes.
That's not good.
What are we gonna do about this game? Is this game gonna be dead on arrival?
We'll see. Hopefully, the League of Legends players don't watch anything about this.
Oh my god.
I really doubt League of Legends players are gonna be enthusiastic about mechanics like this.
I thought this game was for them.
I don't think it is. I think it's nothing more than a property being ham-fisted into a genre. This is like taking Mortal Kombat and saying, you know what you guys want? You guys want a racing game.
I don't know, man. Mortal Kombat Racing sounds cool. Yeah, Mortal Kombat Racing sounds cool.
Yeah, it does sound cool actually. You're doing your Sub-Zero car, and then you drop ice on the ground, makes it all slippery behind you, and then Scorpion comes up behind you. He just get over here, and he throws a big thing at your car. He drags you back. He makes you drift out, lose control.
Oh man!
You got Ermac's car teleports in front of you, makes you crash.
$1 million idea. Ed Boon,
another $1 million idea.
Ed Boon,
take notes.
Take notes. Come on, man. That's another $1 million idea.
Do it like Twisted Metal.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Oh my god.
Never mind. I guess Mortal Kombat fans might enjoy that.
Yeah, that might be a really good game, actually. Yeah, man. See, you don't know what you're talking about. You got $1 million ideas. What's going on with this guy? That might be a good property, man. Ed Boon, you gotta hire us, man. You gotta hire us, man.
But yeah, I really don't think they're gonna enjoy this. I might be wrong. I gotta read the comments, I guess. I can't read anything because I'm not signed in. Elon Musk, fuck you. Let me look at Twitter things without signing in. You fuck. Any last words?
That was very left field. I didn't think I was gonna hear that. Listen, thank you guys for being with us today, for listening to us rant about absolutely nothing of significance, nothing of substance, empty statements, thank you for being here with us, guys, as we just shoot the shits and we just throw, our little darts and see which one lands. What are you doing? What is this?
It's a thank you.
Oh.
Yay.
That's a...
Thanks,
all right,
everybody.
where's my punk? Play my punk.
Here we go. I think I gotta boost the soundboard before I do that. Hold on.
No, I'll wait. I know, okay. Oh, there we go.
A little louder.
Where's some footsies, motherfucker? Fuck out of here. That random shit, bro.
That random shit. You already know. Stop doing that random shit. Learn some skills. That's a fact. Learn some skills.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
I may be trash, but I know what I'm talking about.
That might have been too loud.
All right, we're signing out.
Good night, everybody.